Welcome back to the Bitcoin Business Bureau. I'm your host, as always, LitecoinLeader. It's been a rocky couple weeks. We're going to go over some of the news. We're going to go over some perspective and just kind of zoom out and see where we're really at with a couple positive stories too. So all that coming up just next. So pardon me as I look to the left again as my camera set up that way, but there's plenty of news to share. Not all of it is positive. I try to give a couple of new positive stories, and then I'll give a little pep talk at the end here. So first off, Bitcoin did hit below 20K over the weekend. I think it got down to, it might have been the 18s. So basically eroding all of our gains since, if you go back to the peak, but we'll get to that in a moment. So it was a rough weekend again this weekend. We've got, let me go to the actual right window. There we go. Solana had a bunch of issues. It shut down the network again. They had a whale account that they talked about taking over the whale account, because if they got liquidated on the Solana platform, which is Solana's DeFi, which isn't DeFi, as you'll find out in a moment, but yeah, this whale had a huge loan, and if it got liquidated, it would have wrecked the Solana network. So they voted to take over this one account, which was highly irregular, against decentralization and control and centralized governance. And then I learned from George over Cryptos Are Us that the voting power of Solana, 90% of it is in control of one person. So that person voted to take over this, and then they proposed a second change to reverse it. And through a bunch of peer pressure, he agreed, or he or she agreed to not push it through. But that's a rough one. I mean, that's the fact that Solana can shut off its network and turn it back on, and you have this so-called DeFi, decentralized finance, which isn't decentralized. It's controlled by the network, can be flipped on and off. And this one guy, I'm going to call him a guy. It's easier. It's a fair, reasonable assumption. No offense to the ladies, but most people in crypto are men. So this guy can control the voting power. And basically, it makes everybody else's vote useless. So the fact he's got 90% of the voting power, also not good. So nothing looks good for Solana right now. We'll get to South Korea in a moment. Let's go to the Celsius story. So a Celsius story. Crypto lender Celsius hires restructuring attorneys, and I think another company is looking at doing this too. So getting a little, there's issues out there definitely in the space. So Celsius is still up there. So you have DeFi and CeFi having issues. Let's go with two positive stories to close out. So South Korea, here we go. South Korea originally delayed crypto taxes in favor of consumer protections, and originally was going to push back to next year. Then it said maybe 2024. Then on Twitter was announced it's pushed back 2025, and it's only going to be 20%. So South Korea is looking pretty good for crypto in the long run. And then our final story goes back to one of our classics, which is Plan B, which matches my shirt happily today. So we got Plan B going on. We got, here's a good chart that he shared. He'd been sharing a lot of good charts and just perspective. You go all the way back, you can see, and CAGR is compound annual growth rate. Took me a moment to figure that out, but or remember it. But this is basically a chart. It's a log chart. You can see Bitcoin goes up, goes down, hits this line again. So we're basically hitting, that line again. So we're following a general trend. Now, it's not a lot of data points to hit that trend, because you got, one section, two section, three section, now a fourth touch. Not bad, maybe a fifth. So looks pretty good. But perspective, zoom out. Even though we went up to 60,000, came back to 20, we went from 6 to 20 in a couple of years, maybe 2.5. So perspective, right? I mean, I remember getting in, and I remember buying near this peak, because that's, if you dollar cost average, that's what happens. You buy in, you watch it go down, you lose 60 to 80% of value, which is heart-wrenching, gut punch, but you can't time the market. This market is very controlled. It's very difficult to predict, and that's why you dollar cost average in, and that's why you hedge your bets by having in lots. You have some Bitcoin, you have some altcoins, and you have some cash reserves. So, all right. That's enough of the news. Let me drop out of here and I'll do a little wrap up. So, it's been a rough couple of days, weeks, months, however you want to put it. It's not been a great, I'd say, spring. It's been rough, but comparatively speaking, Bitcoin's doing well compared to a lot of other markets. A lot of the stock market's down. A lot of everything but real estate is down, and now real estate's going to be feeling it real soon from everything I'm hearing from Economic Ninja and I can't remember some of the other, but some of the other I financially I think was the other channel, but interest rates are going up, mortgage rates are going up, mortgage applications are going way down. They're cutting staff at a lot of these real estate support companies like mortgage lenders, and I would imagine that we're going to have appraisers and inspectors having trouble finding work soon. Housing starts are going down. Construction sites are going to be, they're going to probably be stopping construction because the deposits for people can't afford the houses they're trying to get into. So that's the next market that's going to hit. So everyone's wondering what's the next shoe to drop. We don't know what the next shoe to drop will be, but there's plenty of shoes that are on the edge of the counter. I'll say it that way. So there's more to come, of course, and there's more news that I'll be sharing on my Patreon. It's and I'll say it like the best way to get a hold of me is on my Patreon. It's $5 a month. You get an AMA with it if you join at the $20 level. If not, it's just the $5 level for the news. $20 level gets you the AMA. That's probably where the AMA is going to be this week. I think that's the right pace. I think this is the 4th week of June, so that should be Patreon. So, and then I'll take next week off. Yay! I get a 5th Wednesday in June, which is really rare. But a 5th Wednesday in a month anyway is pretty rare. But in a 30-day month, that's pretty rare. So you can do the math on that one. So I've rambled enough. Let's go to get perspective. It's the first day of the week. Stock markets are closed, so a lot of people are looking at other markets and watching things there. So it's going to be a relatively slow day, but for financial markets. But crypto never sleeps. Crypto never stops. So pay attention to those markets. I think we've had a relatively green day today. I think that people see the bargains if you zoom out. In both Bitcoin and a lot of other altcoins that are, I'd say, the top 100 that you like. I would worry about Solana. That's personally me, not financial advice, not any kind of advice, just putting it out there. But have a plan, just like we talk about at CryptoConfidential, and I'll put that ticker, that's in the description if you want to join over there, CryptoConfidential.news. And we will have another AMA next week, and another set of articles coming out for July 1st. And and we have our Telegram to ask questions there too. So at this point, perspective, zoom out, markets go up, markets come back down. Bitcoin is the most sound money we've ever had. We have it controlled. We don't have a third-party risk. If you have your coins and you have your keys, you should be in a good place. But if you don't have a plan, reach out to me. Go to my website. Go to calendly.com/Litecoin_leader. That is in the description as well, so you can just grab it from there. It's also my website, so schedule an appointment. And we can sit down for half an hour or an hour. My rates are still decreased for this month until July 4th, July 5th, so the whole weekend. It doesn't mean we have to meet between now and July 5th, but you can book a time and set it up for later in August or something, and we can talk and figure out a plan for you. But if you don't have a plan, the sooner you get one, the sooner you're going to feel good about it, because you need a plan for when things go up, when things go down, and when things go sideways. What is your plan? So, lots said today. I'm going to close the drawer in the bureau, get rolling in this week, say follow leader one more time, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.